So we're halfway through this thing. What I think is probably the finest piece of philosophy I've ever written down, and I just realized that I deleted probably the best Indonesia story, both from this YouTube account and from my camera. And I panicked. I panicked for a second, and then I remembered I know the story that I forgot that I deleted. I know the story that I forgot. I know the story that I deleted from everywhere. And I know I can tell it again for a very simple reason. And that's because there's about 9 or 10 events from my life. And sometimes this is really specific. You may have heard them before, but I remember stories as well as I do because I tell them again the very next day. And I describe it as accurately as I can. And then I describe it again a few days later, precisely for the purpose of making sure that I remembered it. They're all really, really crazy stories. The biggest adventures, things that I've ever. I mean, it's not natural. A couple of things I'm seriously saying, like, I don't know, but I tell them over and over again, so I know that they're right, and that I know the story that I deleted from YouTube. I'm learning not to panic in my old age. It's a very good thing. Wouldn't have been that long ago I would have panicked over this. Okay, so there's one way to live, and that's to identify virtue with love, like a Buddha or a Jesus, or to be like a Nietzsche type character and identify virtue with power. And then there's a third way, and I bet you didn't think of it. I didn't think of it. And again, they thought of this before Jesus was alive and before Friedrich Nietzsche, like 2,000 years before Friedrich Nietzsche. These guys had everything figured out. The Greek philosophers had everything figured out. Okay, I gotta put this down. So there's a third ethic, and that's the ethic of Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle. They deny the universal applicability of either the feminine or the masculine virtues, considers that only the informed and mature mind can judge, according to diverse circumstances, when love should rule and when power, and identifies virtue, therefore, with intelligence and advocates a varying mixture of aristocracy and democracy in government. Holy crap. They're so far from admitting that virtue would have anything to do with what they're calling here masculine virtues of power and conquest, and the eagerness to engage in struggle and war. Actually, that's so far from anybody's mind, and that would be because this was written before the Second World War. This history of philosophy was written before the second. No, yeah, it was. So yeah, that's it. That's the most amazing thing I've ever come across. Yeah, that's it, man. The guy is just such a phenomenally good writer. It's ridiculous. It's all like that. Okay, so here you go. He's dedicated the book to his wife. Grow strong, my comrade. This guy's a little far to the left for my liking. Grow strong, my comrade, that you may stand unshaken when I fall, that I may know the shattered fragments of my song will come at last to finer melody in you, that I may tell my heart that you begin, where passing I leave off, and fathom more. Oh my God. This guy was a rock star. Like, you had people like this were rock stars, rather than, what we got now. Okay, 5 minutes.